So this is actually what gave me the idea for the video. This right here, that right there, and that right there. So let's talk. So here's the thought. We're outside right now. It's what, how hot do you think? 85. Ooh, that breeze is nice.
That breeze is very nice.
We just got out from underneath the shade.
65% humidity, so it's not super humid. It's just hot.
It's hot, but we're out here working, and there's a lot of debate in the community. Homesteading versus modern life. And I think, well, okay, here's the basic arguments that are out there. Why wouldn't you use modern day conveniences like electric to heat your home, like propane to heat your home, or the gazillion different reasons why food storage is not needed anymore. The food chain is fine. You can go to the store. Why would you do that if you can just drive and go get a loaf of bread for, what, $8 now?
Depends on the kind of bread. I mean, I've seen it where it's $1 to $8.
But the point is that that's one side of the argument, where the other side of the argument is, why in the world would you want to be beholden to somebody else for your basic needs? And that's why when at the end of the day, when we're out here sweating our brains out, doing things like propping up trees, not going to go buy the plums in a store, we're going to grow our own. Not going to buy the plum jam, we're going to make our own. We are cutting wood to heat our house because we're not going to be as much as we can beholden to somebody else's whims.
Yep.
And the money argument is almost negligible unless you're like totally off grid.
Sure.
Because yeah,
You still have an electric bill.
yes, and or you provide your solar. But then the problem is this: how much did the solar system cost you? How much are the batteries, because they die a lot? How much is yada yada yada? It goes on and on. So
Yeah.
same thing with heating your home. But here's one of the things most people don't figure into heating your home is what we're doing right now. You got to be outside. If you're going to go with wood, you either got to buy it. Well, there's that expense.
Yeah.
You got to stack it. There's that time. There's that muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Or you got to cut it, split it, dry it, stack it. And there's that time. And then if you don't have the logs yourselves, you got to buy them.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't figure that into the time, into the equation, and they don't figure in the actual logs.
Right.
So the question today about being as much able to do things on your own as possible for us is not so much what's the cost involved as it is
Right.
what's really the cost if you can't get it.
Right. Exactly. Because if you can't get wood, I mean, we're blessed with a bunch of trees out here that we could cut. But what if you can't get protein?
Oh, we'll talk about
Protein.
that.
I'm talking about propane to heat your home. If that's the thing, if there's no power, you gotta weigh all of those things into this.
Food costs.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, you guys, how many of you who are not vegan like a good hamburger? Like a steak? You like to go to Culver's once in a while? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The cost of beef, I don't know if you're seeing this, but they're going to be pricing it out of the availability of most of us real soon, because calves 2 years ago
2 years ago, they were giving them away.
or $20.
Yep.
How much are
20.
they today? You were looking last night.
I was looking last night. I saw $300 for a 1 week old Jersey calf.
That was problematic.
Yeah. Then I saw $1,200 for a 2 week old calf, an Angus calf.
And there was another one that was $800. There was another $900.
Yep.
They're hovering around $1,000 for a calf, which only 2 short years ago they were throwing them away basically.
Yeah. They're giving them away.
Some farms, and this is going to sound horrible, but hey, we're not farmers. We're whatever we are. Some farmers were just
Yeah.
because it was cheaper.
Yeah. Because they didn't have the money or the time to feed it, to raise it.
And it wasn't worth it.
And it wasn't worth it. And there were so many farms that were having to cull all of their animals because they couldn't sell it. They couldn't sell the beef.
Yeah, and that's, we don't agree with that,
No.
by the way. That those could have been shared. But I know that there's, and believe it or not, there's legal government issues that were not allowing people to come get that meat.
Yeah.
If you guys remember back a few years, all those pigs that had to get
It was more, there was pigs as well.
thousands of them, and they would not allow people to use the meat.
Right. They wouldn't allow people to, they wouldn't even be able to give them away.
Nope.
They had to kill them, cull them.
And there was nothing wrong with the actual animal.
Nope.
So here's my point, and I want to hear what you guys have to say in the chat. Is modern convenience, what's the trade-off you're making? Because for us, I don't want to wake up one day and the power doesn't come on for a reason that's not like a storm and they're going to get the power back on real quick, and then our well pump won't work. And that means your toilet won't flush real soon.
Yep. You don't have water in the house to drink or bathe with or cook with.
And that's just electricity. Think about modern convenience, like driving around in a vehicle. Could you get to places you had to get? Could you?
I could.
Well,
I have
her
a
horse
horse.
is stamping
It's
right
right back there.
You could probably hear her.
Yeah.
There's cows.
Cows.
In our horse. I'm bringing this up, folks, because people, they get in this mindset that because nothing radical in terms of society has changed in a while, that it never will. And we here in the West, for the most part, think nothing really is going, it's no big deal. It's just, life is just going to go on. No big major thing has happened. But think about that. This kind of tranquility, I mean, not everywhere in the world has it, but this kind of tranquility here, it's kind of the abnormality.
It is. Definitely. Definitely. Especially up here. Yeah.
So my I guess my advice, unsolicited advice, would be assess why it is that you do what you do. Because I know some of you are just like, well, I can't afford to do this or that. Well, maybe you can make some changes. Maybe you can sort it out. But answer the question. Why do I do the things that I'm doing when it comes to basic life needs?
Yeah. Yeah.
The end. Bye.